through that phone, girl. Go through that phone because there's something on that phone, okay? If you're looking, you can find something.
And I was like, are you fucking with my baby daddy? Or something in that nature. Stupid. And I don't think he never responded back. So I was like, question mark, question mark. So I'm like, why you not replying? Stupid, y'all. And he was like, because you're childish. I said, how I want to know if you fucking with my baby daddy. So if y'all can look on, he reacted to that messages, that last message when I said, I want you to know, I want to know if you fucking with my baby daddy. He did shh. Okay, so I did question mark. He said good night. I tried to call him, no answer. He said sweet dreams. So I was like, you don't have to be rude. I just wanted to know for myself because this is somebody I'm dealing with. But I understand if you don't want to tell me for your safety. He said, please leave me alone. He said, okay. I said, why are you still texting? You told me to leave you alone but texting me. He said, because I'm trying to see if I really want to turn up on your ass or just block you, bitch. Because I felt disrespect. You texted me about a nigga. Hell, if he was your nigga, then he wouldn't be out here looking for friends. Obviously, you ain't doing something right. Y'all. I said, why you being disrespectful when I asked a question? You asked me who my baby daddy was as if you were going to tell me. I'm not trying to go back and forth. I just want to know the truth. Look what this one just told me. He said, it's nothing to discuss with you. Ask our man. So after that, he went to calling me, y'all. So he on the phone. But like, he already knew that I was going to go through that phone. So, y'all, why the fuck he pulled the motherfucking Porsche light out the socket?
Hey guys, hi YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. So, I was scrolling, and you guys know I did a video in the past about DL men. It's really unfortunate because a lot of DL men are lying. They are living secret lives and really putting their partners, you know, or people involved with them at risk because on top of heartbreak, now you also have, you know, a lot of diseases being spread and things like that. So I came across a video of this woman that said that her baby daddy was DL and she was talking about how she found out. So yeah, so she decided to let her baby daddy move in with her. And when they were living together, his phone had broke. So she decided to use the phone that their son had or something like that to let him use it. And she was like, you know, I had to go through that phone. And I'm like, that's a woman's intuition right there. Okay, go through that phone, girl. Go through that phone because there's something on that phone. Okay, if you're looking, you can find something. You know? So I was like, okay, so she does. So she gets to the phone and she finds that this guy had been communicating with 3 gay guys. One message was unsent and the other 2, he was going back and forth with them. So she pretty much is like, okay, what the heck, you know? And she mentioned that the baby daddy was not helping out. Like, he wasn't like being, you know, like responsible. Like, she just got fed up with it. So she decided to, you know, like to see what's up. So she finds out messages and later on, she says that she tried her best to try to ask him like, hey, what's going on? And of course, he became very like defensive and he started saying like, I don't do that stuff, blah, 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 blah. This is typical because a lot of DL men are very homophobic, like really badly, where they will get and curse and say all type of stuff and say, I don't do that. And, you know, make you feel like you're crazy for bringing it up and things like that. And as I mentioned in another video, DL men don't like women. And she mentioned that the guy got abusive later on and he was going and destroying her stuff and things like that. So the reason I was joking about the phone is there's a lot of secrecy when it comes to DL men. That phone is, they're holding on to it tight with their dear life. The minute you ask to borrow it or use it in any way, they're like, you know, because you know you're going to go through that history. You're going to find the dating apps that they're on, the communications, and even laptops. A lot of people are finding a lot of information on laptops. The images that you're going to see are going to be shocking and things like that. So I would recommend, if you start being suspicious about it, find a way to get in that phone. Okay. So, she tells him all that and she's like, you know, tries to ask him what's going on. He gets defensive. And later on, she goes and messages one of the guys and is like, hey, you know, are you messing with my man? Like, what's going on? Are you talking to him? And let me tell you, this gay guy got so sassy with her. He was like, well, like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, I saw that he was messaging you and things like that. And the guy goes, well, if he were doing something right, he wouldn't be messaging me. And I was thinking to myself, no, she's doing everything right. But this guy obviously wants another man. You know what I mean? I hate when people say that. Like, some of the, people from the gay community will say things like, well, if you did this, if you did that, he wouldn't want me. But I'm thinking to myself, that kind of man never wanted a woman to begin with. So it doesn't matter what they did. They could cook, clean, have sex every single day, and it would still never be enough because they want a man. Anyway, so the guy goes like that. He goes, well, don't message me. I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't do your part, whatever. And she's like, oh no. And so they go back and forth. He's like, well, he calls the guy our man because now they're sharing him and things like that. And then later on, she goes and he's like, he knew that she had gone through that phone, and he pretty much loses it. So yeah, after she confronts him, the guy goes crazy and goes to the porch and pulls out the light on the wall and destroys a lot of stuff. So he got super angry with her, and this is very typical, to the point where, she felt unsafe because the guy was just like almost looking like he was about to beat her up and things like that. So this is very normal that when you ask questions and you bring up like, hey, this is what I've noted, blah, 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 they start getting like that. So as I was watching other videos as well, a lot of women were speaking about things they noticed when the ones that found out their husband or their partner was DL. They said that they love the back door. Anything that involves the back door, they want to bring it up all the time. And that was mentioned. This whole thing about DL men really hating women to the point where they get aggressive and very abusive in some ways, when they're confronted is something that's been mentioned over and over. And they will say things like, I don't do that, that ish. And what you talking about? How can you question me as a man? Like, they get like that, okay? A lot of them are, if you look in their phones or laptops, they're in a lot of dating apps. Their history is filled with images that are just really disturbing sometimes. The messages that they're sending, especially in the block folder. Okay, check that block folder because it is disturbing, she said. Another thing is that she mentioned that he had a male best friend. This has come up a few times, that a lot of DL men have a lot of male best friends that are hanging out with constantly, to the point where sometimes they don't spend time with you. And what else? Yeah. So in general, I would say like you have to be careful as a woman dating. And sometimes even when you're married, you have to be careful. I don't recommend, you have to trust your partner. You shouldn't be going through phones. But if that intuition starts going like, something is up, you might want to do that because you'll be shocked at what you can find, okay, in those histories, or the different apps that they're, uninstalling and things like that. Look, you're going to find something. I think it's just unfortunate that there's people out here that are literally like living secret lives, and nothing wrong with your preference and doing that. But when you're putting other people, causing heartbreaks and breaking homes and things like that, it's a problem. You should really live, to your true identity. You shouldn't be out here like just lying and putting people at just really, it's just really unfortunate at the end of the day, because there's more and more stories coming out of a lot of women finding out that a lot of men are DL, and literally the reason why they're having issues with women and they're just like back and forth about women this and women that is literally because they want a man. They don't want a woman.